Some people build products. Steve Jobs built belief. He wasn't just a CEO. He wasn't just a designer. He was a storyteller, a man who could see the invisible, feel the future, and bring ideas to life in ways no one else dared. But don't let the sleek black turtlenecks and billion-dollar launches fool you. Steve Jobs' journey was anything but smooth. Born to a teenage mother and adopted by a working-class couple, Steve grew up in a small California garage. He didn't have a college degree. He dropped out after one semester at Reed College because it was draining his parents' savings. But what he did have was curiosity, an obsession with beauty, simplicity, and purpose. He once said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward." That quote defines his life because at the time, no one could have predicted that a dropout who wandered through India for spiritual answers, who took calligraphy classes just for fun, would one day reshape the entire world. But he did. He co-founded Apple in his 20s. And from that tiny startup came the Macintosh, the computer that changed everything, not just because of what it could do, but because of how it made people feel. Steve Jobs understood something few people in tech ever did. Technology doesn't have to be cold. It can have a heart. He believed design wasn't just about looks. It was about meaning. Function should follow feeling. And if it didn't feel right, it wasn't right. But here's where the story turns. At 30 years old, Steve Jobs, the very man who built Apple, was fired from Apple, fired from his own company, rejected, replaced. Most people would have disappeared, retired. Bitterness would have taken over. But Steve said, "It was awful tasting medicine, but I guess the patient needed it." That's how true visionaries think. He didn't fall apart. He fell forward. He created Next. He acquired Pixar. And in doing so, he redefined two completely different industries, computing and animation. And then something even more unbelievable happened. Apple brought him back, and this time, he wasn't just the rebellious founder, he was the returning king. From that second chapter came the iMac, iPod, iPhone, iPad, devices that not only changed technology, but redefined how we live. He turned a near-bankrupt company into the most valuable brand on earth. How? Because Steve Jobs didn't build for the market. He built for the human spirit. He didn't care what competitors were doing. He cared what people would love. He said, "Our job is to figure out what they're going to want before they do." That's the kind of leadership that doesn't just deliver profits, it delivers revolutions. And here's the lesson for you. You don't need to be the smartest in the room. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need one thing, an unshakable belief in your vision. People laughed at the iPhone. They mocked the name iPad. They said Apple was done in the 90s. Steve heard it all, and he kept going. He never built from fear. He built from faith. And that's what will set you apart too, because in your life, you'll be fired. You'll be told you're not enough. Your dream will be rejected. Your passion will be misunderstood. But if you don't give up, if you stay focused on the thing that lights your soul on fire, you can return stronger. You can come back with something the world has never seen. Jobs said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." So be crazy, be unreasonable, be bold. Don't build what the world expects. Build what you believe. And most importantly, don't settle, because Steve Jobs never did. He demanded the impossible from his team. He obsessed over details no one else noticed. He pushed people, he challenged them, he inspired them because he believed they could do better, that they were capable of greatness, and so are you. Even when you're rejected, even when you're lost, even when you're standing in the ruins of something you built, start again. Because sometimes life's greatest comeback stories begin with getting knocked down. That's what happened to Jobs. And that's what can happen to you. So don't just chase success. Chase purpose. Chase the thing that matters most to your soul. Make something beautiful, something meaningful, something only you can bring into the world. Because at the end of the day, Jobs reminded us all, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life.